Hi everyone, welcome back or welcome for the first time. I have a lot to share with you today, but first I want to thank all of you who stopped by our in-person Mega Meet event last month. I really appreciate your shopping, your encouraging words, and just being there for us. Thank you. I want to do a few housekeeping things before we get to the fun stuff. First off, you may request to join my Facebook group. It's right here. It's Judy's VIP Creative Memories Customers. And that's a private group, so you have to request to join and be let in. You might want to friend me on Facebook first. Either way. But there I post new products, I post ideas, I post how to do them. It's a place you can share your pages, you can ask questions, you can get to meet new friends. And when you do these projects, you can post them on the website and get lots of comments. People love to see them. If you want to see what I have available for purchase, you can go to my website. That's got all the current products. Or if you want some things that are not current, you might go to the top of the volume page and find the little tab that says albums. It may be hiding in media. It might be in those three little dots at the top, depending on your device. But anyway, I have several postings there. If there's anything you want, post it where you see it and send me an email or a personal message just so I don't miss it. And I may have sold out of some things, but if not, I would love to send them to you. Or I might be able to find them somewhere else from somebody else. So you can always check there and see what's available. But for current products, the best bet is to check my website. Okay, so let's have some fun. What I'm going to do today is show you some of our layouts with our new destination packs. And then you can craft along with me if you want to. Or you might want to just choose to watch and go back later and do the project at your own pace. I'm going to show you some different ways to do things, so you can just kind of see what you want to do. Recordings are nice because you can always fast forward, and of course if you have questions you can always message me. And I will have some specials at the end of the class, so be sure and watch for those. So here's what we're going to be using today. This is our Florida Scenes paper pack, and it has stickers with it. And this is New York City and Washington, D.C. And this one is Michigan, or Great Lakes. And all of the paper packs have a page similar to this. This one is indicative of Michigan and the Great Lakes with the lighthouse and the water. And in the back is a Great Lakes map. There is a map of Michigan and the Great Lakes around it. And of course, Florida and New York and Washington have their own maps. Then on the back of that page, this one happens to be fish, because there's a lot of fish in Michigan. And of course, lighthouses. I think we might be have more lighthouses than any other state. I'm not positive on that. Don't get me mad if I'm wrong, but I think we're close. We're right up there. We do have a lot of lighthouses. And of course, this is the back of that page. This is water. We do have a lot of water. So that's the Great Lakes. And that's the pack we're going to be using today. Most of you that signed up for the kit did wanted the Great Lakes pack. A lot of you also wanted some of the other packs too. So I have packs for lots of the different packs. So I'm gonna show you some different ones. So this is New York, and the New York has, both of these pages are the same, and they both have the Statue of Liberty on them with the New York City emblem at the bottom. But I didn't necessarily want the Statue of Liberty on both pages, so I took one of the papers and just made a strip and covered up the New York. And then I made the banners, and I'm going to show you some different ways to do the banners. And then this is a sticker strip, and then these are mats. A lot of the pages use the banners, but I've done the banners differently on some of the pages. I've done two-page spreads with each of the packs. And this is the second one for New York. And with New York, I've taken this, there's two of these designer papers with New York City. This one's upside down for you. And I have taken these and just made strips and then made borders on the edges. You can't see that. Made borders with our border maker or with a punch. You can do either one on the back of that. So that's what I did with New York. This is Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C., I left the capital on both pages rather than cutting it off or covering it up like I did with New York. Let's see if I move those up better, you can see them better. And then I made the banners. I did the banners a little bit differently. With New York, I cut out the banners to make little notches with them. With the Washington, D.C., I just made straight banners, and then I put a sticker across the top of it. And then I did the mats. With the second page with Washington, D.C., I made a banner at the top, and then I did something special with the banner, which I will show you, and because I have matching banners across the top here. And then I used a punch for this one. No, I didn't either. That's a border maker system as well. So that's the woven scallops border system, border maker cartridge. And then at the bottom, I used our decorative trimmer, this trimmer, to do the swells in the little opening inside. And I will show you how to do that as well. So that's that one. And then with Florida, there's the stickers. But with Florida, I did the banner, and I did a sticker across here. If you wanted to, instead of a sticker, you could put a border maker cartridge. This happens to be the new Sea Star that just came out. You could do sailboats. Cut the sailboats off a little bit. You could do sandcastles. You could do lots of different things with it. I kind of like the Sea Star with it, but the borders here look nice too. And this paper, I also used the woven scallop. That's this right here, but I could have used anything. This one, for one of these, you need to have a border maker or a punch that stays attached. And you can see on the bottom, this right here shows you that that's attached. Let me see if I can find one that's not attached. The Sea Star has empty spaces at the top and at the bottom. So there's not this attachment. So these come apart. So when they come off as a chain, as a border. They don't come off attached. This one comes off attached, so you can actually make this however long or wide you want it to be. So that's the woven scallops. And then this one, I did, oops, they're stuck together. I did the banner across the top, and I used the punch, the floral peaks. I used that one, and you can see that this one is attached at the bottom too. So that one stays on. And then I used the border here. Now I could have used, instead of doing this decorative trimmer thing, I could have used one of the punches. This is the sandcastles. I could have used the sandcastles at the bottom. I could have used the sailboats. You could do pretty much anything with that. So, okay, let me show you then, first off, how I did the banner. I've got lots of different banners. So there's a banner here that's decorative. There's the banner here that's just straight across. And there's the banner here that has the scallops or the cutoffs. So let me show you how we did those. So let's see, where's our Michigan paper here, our Great Lakes paper? I am going to start with the Great Lakes paper. I'm going to use, well, what am I going to use now? Let me find out what I was doing here. I was going to use these two together. So I was going to put a banner across the top and a banner here across the bottom. So I want to cut, I picked out the paper that I'm going to use, so I'm going to put these two side by side like that. So I'm going to put those aside right now because I don't want to cut those. I want to take my 12-inch trimmer, and I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to cut a 4-inch piece off the bottom of it. I'm going to set that aside. And I'm going to set that one aside. And I want a 4-inch piece off my lighthouse one. So I'm going to cut a 4-inch piece off that one. Okay, with those two 4-inch pieces, I'm going to turn them sideways, and I'm actually going to cut them both at the same time. If you are comfortable doing that, that's fine. If you're not comfortable doing that, then cut them one at a time. It just takes a little bit longer, and you don't like watching me cut, I'm sure. So we're going to cut these in 1.5-inch pieces. So I'm going to cut this, I'm going to start with 6 inches and just cut it in half. And then I can put all these together, I can stack them, and now I'm going to cut them at 3 inches. I'm going to take this stack and cut it 1.5. And I'm going to take my other stack and cut it 3.5, or 1.5, I'm sorry. So my strips are all 1.5 by 4. That one didn't cut all the way, so I'm going to put it back in, and you could trim it with scissors, but I'm just going to put it back in here and cut it. It's so easy to do with this trimmer. Okay, now I'm going to take these pieces and I'm going to put them at this one. I want banner at the bottom of this one, and I want it at the top of this one. These are little sticky notes to help me remember where I'm putting things, okay? So now I'm going to take these little guys and I'm going to just kind of put them out here. So he can go here, he can go here. He can go here. Now this one kind of, you know, I'm not going to use this one on this page because it's too similar to this. So I'm going to use it on this one. So I can put these like that. Then I want some lighthouses over here. Except I want my lighthouses to be upside right. Okay. I'll put one of these here. Good. I have some fishies here, some more lighthouses, some more blue here. Another fishy and another lighthouse. There we go. So that'll take care of that. Then I can do this one. Just another blue one here. And I need another lighthouse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm missing one, but we will. Now, if you want to just attach these as they are, you can do that. And with these, I like that just as they are. Because I like, I don't know where the other one went. It's got to be here someplace. But now with New York, I kind of like this banner going this way. So this is how, there it is. So what I did was, I don't really want to do that. All right, if I have a banner, I'm going to take this, like this piece of paper. I will take one of these and fold it in half, like that. Then I will take my trimmer. I will put the open side on the 45-degree angle, and I will put my point right here, right on the cutting line. Here's the cutting line. See that number 2? That's the cutting line, and then I would put that on there, make sure this is on the 45-degree angle, and then cut, and that will give me this banner. So if I do it on with this piece of paper, put the open side on the 45-degree angle, put the point on the cutting line, and then cut, that gives me this banner. Now that's a big banner because I had a bigger piece of paper, but that gives you the idea on how to do this. Now with this particular pattern, I think I like it straight better than this, but now with the New York one, I really like the banner going across the top like that, and I liked it with notches out of it. With this one, I think I'm going to like it better without the notches. Now, what you're going to do, you could put tape on all of these and then turn it upside down. But the faster way to do this is to take your tape and put adhesive all the way across. I may be out of tape. There it is. I just have it upside down. Put tape all the way across and then put it up about 3 inches right across the top here. Okay, now I can put my paper on here. So I'm just going to put this so that it's right next to the edge and right next to the edge on the bottom. And then I'm just going to keep going across and butting it up real close. Make sure it matches on the bottom. I don't want any spaces in between. Okay, and then you're just going to do that all the way across. We only have 3 pieces of paper on this one, so we're just going to do it. Alternate the 3 pieces. You could have put this piece in the middle, but it was so similar. It's the same as this, and I just didn't like it as well. I didn't get this one close enough, so I'm going to move this over a tad. There we go. And then this one goes here. And I need a lighthouse. I think that's this one, yep. And then our last piece. Okay, now I have my banner. I'm going to stick another piece under here as I took that one up, and so now it's not sticking very well. I could use sailboats on here. I could use, probably not the Sea Star because we don't have seashells in Michigan. I could do the Dips and Diamonds. That one's kind of pretty. I could do, these I cut out. This one is kind of got a wavy look to it. That one is called the Wispy. That's one of our new punches, and that's one that falls off. You can see it's not attached at the bottom or the top. So that one you could punch and put right there on the top like that. The Ribbon Wave is also one that's not attached, but that really looks nice right here as well. And that's kind of wavy, you know, kind of got the watery look to it. So you could do some different, you know, different things with that, or you could use one of the sticker strips. The sticker strips is right here, and that sticker strip could just be right across there like that. And that's how quick and easy that border is to do. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with the top. So we're going to put the tape, can you see it up here? If I move it down a little bit. So we're going to put tape all the way across the top. And then we're going to measure down to 3 inches and do the same thing all the way across on the bottom. And then we're going to put our tape on, or our papers on. So you're going to put that right at the top, match the top and the side, and you got it. I'm going to turn this sideways this way because I keep getting my fingers in the tape, and I don't want my fingers all taped. Okay, so that matches that. Stick a lighthouse in here. And just alternate the papers. Stick a fishy. And we got a lighthouse. And a wave. And some fishies. Okay. And then again, you know, we could, I'm going to put the same border across the top that I did the bottom. But if I had wanted to, I could have used one of the other borders. And the page is done, except for mats. Okay? I'm going to show you a different way to do this, and then I will show you a fun way to do mats. Okay, so this one is what I'm going to show you now. So with that one, you're going to take a 4-inch piece of paper, and I just use the 4-inch, or the paper from this paper right here. This is what I call free paper. So we can use that for our mats. You can use that for any design in your projects that you want to, because it's safe for your photographs. It's just like a free piece of paper. So it's pretty cool. So I'm going to cut a 4-inch piece, and then I'm going to cut from these other 2 pieces that I cut. I'm going to cut a 4-inch piece off this one. I don't want to do a 4-inch piece. Yeah, I can do that. So we're going to do a 4-inch piece off this one. And a 4-inch piece off this one. So this is the wave with the Michigan on it, and this is the lighthouse one. So we've got that 4 inches, which is the same as this. So now we're going to cut these in 1 and 1/2 inch pieces. So I'm going to put this out. I'm going to cut this at 6 inches. I'm going to stack them and cut them at 3, just like I did before. Didn't quite go through. You can't get in a hurry when you go through 4 layers. And you can't have your trimmer off the edge of the table. It has to be on the table for it to cut really well. And then we're going to cut 1 1/2. And with our other stack, we're also going to cut 1 1/2. So we're cutting strips of, we're cutting our 4-inch piece, we turned it sideways, and then we cut it in 1 and 1/2 inch pieces. Okay, those are not together, right? So there we go. Okay. Not quite all the way through, so let's do this again. Get that last one cut. So now we got all of our 1 1/2 by 4 inch pieces. And now we're going to attach them to this 4-inch piece. So to do that, we're going to put tape across the top, just like we did before. This time, we're also going to put tape in the middle. And we're going to put tape at the bottom. Okay. Then we're going to put our papers on. So we're going to put this guy here. Again, match those up. Put some lighthouses in here. Got some fish. And it doesn't matter how you do these. You just, let's do a dark one. We'll just do the same pattern that we did before, because it's easier. And our last one is the blue. Okay, somehow I didn't get that quite right. Let's try the other blue one instead. That'll come off. If you don't use repositionable tape, then this is what happens. Yeah, that one's better. That's evidently cut a little bit differently. Okay, so then I have these extra pieces I'm not going to use. Now I'm going to use a punch, but I want it to be a punch that stays on the paper. So I'm going to use, I'm going to try this one. This is a decorative arts punch. This is one we had quite a while ago. but I still have some of these left, so if you like this punch and you really would like one of those, just let me know and I will get it for you. I would have liked to use the River Waves, but the River Waves doesn't stay attached, and I want a punch that stays attached this time. So I'm going to, these punches are called winged punches, and you put them in, the edge of the paper goes in right to this line. There's a line on the outside. Put the edge of the paper right there on that line, and then you will cut. And then you move it over to match the pattern. You're going to match this pattern right here with this right here. So we're covering that pattern up, and then we're going to punch again. And we're going to move it over and punch again. And just keep doing that. Now this punch is kind of tricky because it's got a half thing, so you want to make sure that you don't pull it out too far. But it just kind of, there we go, that one's done. And now we're going to turn it around and do the other side. So we're doing the same thing again. We're putting our edge right there at the dotted, or at the little black line, and then we're moving it over to match our shape. I should not have moved it closer to you. I should have left it where it was because now I'm stuck. I'm going to drop this on the floor and hope that comes apart. And it did not. All right. Some punches are trickier than others, but I do have a trusty little gadget here that I can put my thing in there and just pop that right out. Sometimes these little pieces get stuck in there, and that's what happens. So, and the other thing was I had it up here, so I wasn't getting that good leverage on it. So if you're right on top of it, it's better. And then the last one. There we go. And it also helps to have a piece of paper underneath the punch when you're punching, because then it will go right on the piece of paper and you can just put it in the wastebasket as opposed to sweeping it off. So, okay, so now we have a 4-inch piece of paper, but we want 2 borders, so we're going to cut. So I'm going to look at this, and this is actually 3 3/4 inches wide now. So half of 3 3/4 is 1 and what? It's not 2 inches. 1 3/4? I don't think so. Ow. So this is 3 3/4. So 1 1/2. And what's half of 3/4? 1, little less than 2. Or I could fold this in half. And then that would tell me. So it's 1 7/8. Okay, that worked out pretty good. So then I'm going to take this paper and this paper, I think that's what I was going to do. And because this is lighthouse and that lighthouse, I thought the lighthouses would go together good. And I'm going to put this across the top here. And this one across the top here. And I'm going to trim that off a little bit because the tape got stuck on there and the tape got, there we go. So that gives me that. And then I can use this. I can cut this in half. Actually, I have these 2 pieces that are the same. These 2 pieces are both 4 inches. So I'm going to cut this in half, these 2 pieces in half at 6 inches, and I will have 2 4x6 mats. page. And so I have 2 there. Now I could also take then I have stickers on here. I could put my stickers however I wanted to. Actually, I have some mats here that I have cut. So this one is 5 3/4. That would go perfectly here. So that mat is 5 by 3 3/4. And then I could do another one of those right here. Okay? These are 4 by 6. And then I could put another, I could actually do a couple of these smaller. There's a smaller one. That's, so I could do, you know, something like that with it. So I have that page. And I have this page. Now I'm going to show you a way that you can cut 4 4.5 by 6.5 mats. So what you do is with the trimmer, you cut off 1 inch on one side. You turn it 90 degrees and you cut 1 inch off the other side. So we're making an 11 by 11 inch, or 11 by 11 inch square. Then you're going to take this over to 4.5. And you're going to go down to, you want to cut it at 6.5. So to cut it at 6.5, you're going to, this is the cutting line right here. You're going to go down to 6.5, but when you get to 6.5, you can't see it. But we know that it's 1 inch from this cutting line to, from where the blade is to the edge. So if I put this right at the edge of this, right at 7.5 on this track right here, and then cut up, it's going to cut at 6.5 inches. Okay? Then I'm going to turn it counterclockwise. I'm going to put the paper at 4.5 inches again. And I'm going to cut down to 7.5, which this time the 7.5 will go right to where my line is. Okay? I'm going to turn it counterclockwise, put it at 4.5, cut all the way up. Turn it counterclockwise, cut it 4.5. And I have 4.5 by 6.5 mats. And then I have this little extra piece left. So now I can put my 4.5 inch mats on my paper. That's Florida. So let's go back to Michigan. Let's go back to Great Lakes here. So now I can put my 4.5 mats here. I can do this if I want to. I could do this. Oops. Yeah, he's upside right. Where's he upside? He's upside down. There you go. I could put one here. I could put one over here. I cut 4 of them, so I don't know what happened to it. Now this one I cut, one of these I cut into 2 pieces. I cut it in half, so I have 2 of these smaller ones. They're here someplace. So, but that's how, I don't know what happened to the 4th one. I'm always losing things. So that's my 4.5. So that's your Michigan page. And if you don't like that, I kind of like that one better that way, I think. And then you can put, you've got your embellishments, you can put your stickers, however you want to on your page. You can, with the Florida one, so that's our 4 Michigan pages. So we've got, that's 2 Michigan pages there, and then these are the other 2 Michigan pages with the mats. The Florida pages we have here, and with the Florida, Oh dear, lost my other Florida page. I did some little embellishments down here at the bottom, and normally I would pop these up with foam squares or pop-up squares because that would give it a little more dimension and help you to be able to see a little bit more. So that's that. And then this is the Washington page. Oh, and I didn't show you how to do this. Let me show you real quickly how to do that. So with that one, you're going to use the trimmer, and you will cut let me find a piece of paper here. I thought I had an extra piece, but I'm not. Oh, here it is. Okay, this is from the Florida paper. Yeah. So you would cut a piece 1 1/4 inches wide. You would do 2 of those, 1 1/4, because you want 2 pages. Okay, then you'll use the decorative trimmer. The decorative trimmer has a swell and it has a wave. I use the wave. Now on this one, the trimmer is 12.5 inches from here to here. Our paper is only 12 inches. So what you want to do is center the paper when you cut. So you want to go down 1/4 inch or 1 square and leave 1 square empty, and then you'll have 1 square empty at the bottom. The other thing you want to do is to center it. That makes this hump in the middle instead of on the edge. That means when you cut this, your edges, if you're cutting 2 edges, they will match up to each other and be the same. If you don't center it, then they won't be. Okay, so I'm going to center the paper, and I'm going to put, do you see? I don't know, there's too much of a shadow here. Okay, so here's the line. That's the cutting line. Right next to the cutting line is a line right here. Okay, down here, it's right here. That's where we want to position the paper. So you're going to put the edge of the paper right there on that line. Make sure you center it. Don't put it all the way to the top. And you're going to center it. Then you're going to cut. Then you do the same thing on this side. So you're going to center the paper so it's 1 square down, and you're going to put it over right to the first line at the edge of the cutting line. So not the cutting line, but right the line next to the cutting line. And then you're going to cut. That will give you, and I'm just going to show you on here, that will give you this piece. So then you can put that here and then put this piece on top of it. And because we centered it, this will match this side. See how nice that is? And that's how you can do the bottom of the pages if you like this look. And I did that with some of them, and some of them I didn't, especially the Great Lakes and the Florida, because they're kind of watery, and this looks more watery. So that's that. So that's the watery pages. Okay. So I have about 5 minutes left. I hope that that's all clear for you. If not, be sure to message me, and I will be sure and answer any questions that you have. I will check at a later date and check any questions that you might have that I could answer. And certainly on my Facebook page, I can do that. Now, some specials that Creative Memories has right now. They have a secret box coming out. It comes out actually tomorrow, but it will have been out for probably a week or so by the time you get it. So we may already be out of them because it is a hot item. And it's really a cool item this time because the value was $70 and they're selling it to us for $63. So we're getting 10% off the price this time. And they never give us a hint of anything, but this time they're giving us a hint. It says if you like lighthouse and border punches, you're going to love this box. So I kind of hesitated to even put any embellishments on my Michigan Great Lakes page because it looks like they're coming out with a lighthouse, either border maker punch or border punch. So look for that. So if it's not on the website still, when you want to order it, shoot me an email and I can certainly take care of you. Some other specials that they have is if you like the project recipe templates, this is a new one. This is our Argyle border recipe template, and I kind of played around with this weekend, and here's a couple things I did with it. And I used the 12-inch trimmer for all of these. I have the measurements for all these pieces. So if you like this, but you don't like tracing all these things and cutting them all out, there is an easier way, and I would love to share it with you. Now, the special with the new project recipe template is that when you purchase it, you get one of these other ones free. Now, you probably can't see this picture, but I am going to post it on the volume group, so you will be able to see it a little bit better. But when you purchase this one, you get one of these free. So you get two for the price of one. Really a cool deal. Also, and I know that this will be gone by the time, it will not be available on the website anymore, but I do have them available. If you purchase $90, you get one of these Border Maker cartridges free. If you purchase two of them, if you purchase $180, then you get two of them. So you get one of each. And that will be good until they're gone, and I stocked up on those. I have a lot of them. So if you're interested in either one of those, and here's what they can do, you can also check on my Facebook group for some things, some ideas and things that you can do with them. I'm sure Pinterest has some things on there too. Then Creative Memories, when they are coming out with new products, with new bundles, and the newest bundle right now is our Fur Buddies bundle that just comes out on Monday. It will have been out probably for a week or so, and some of this stuff may be gone by the time you see it. But it will be available. And when they come out with a new collection, for the first 10 days of the collection, they give you 10% off. So for the Fur Babies collection, it is $72. It is normally $72, and the collection is $65. And it's everything in the collection, including the Border Maker punch and the punch. So that's really a good deal. It does not include the album. And the special last month, the new products that came out was our I don't remember what it's called, Enchanted Wizard and Enchanted Princess. And that came out with a Firecracker punch and a Tiara Border Maker cartridge. So that bundle for the sale price is already gone because it was just out for a week. But I do have some available still, so if you're interested in that bundle at the sale price, let me know and I can ship that to you. And yes, if you spend $82 and you spend another $8 maybe on a tape run or refill or whatever, you can get one of these border cartridges free. And then the Border Maker system, Creative Memories is offering a deal right now where you get the blue system, which is a limited edition system, with the cupcake border cartridge. You also get, that's $35.50, then you get a bonus pack of laser embellishments. So that's a really good deal as well. So got lots of specials right now with Creative Memories, and I would love to help you with any of those. And just so you know, here's my website again, and my email, and my Facebook group. So be sure and check some of those out. Oh, here's another thing that's, I've got a couple seconds here. Let me show you this. This is part of the Destination series that came out too. This is USA of Yay, and it has all these papers in it, and it has some border embellishments that are really, really cool. So if you're interested in that, that is something pretty awesome. That was cool. So thank you for joining me. I hope all is well, and if you have any questions,